Hello, welcome back to another video on heliopsychology with me, Annani Kelley, PhD. Today's video is going to be kind of short and it's going to focus on tinnitus and some theories behind why some of us experience tinnitus during solar and geomagnetic activity. But first, to recap, it's all about the energy. Our hearts and brains produce electromagnetic fields. We also produce ferromagnetic particles in our body. Our suprachiasmatic nucleus responds to light. Our brain waves and heart rate are influenced by fluctuations in solar and geomagnetic activity. And today's focus again, why do our ears ring? Why do some of us experience tinnitus during SGMA? So, as many of you know, solar flares emit all forms of electromagnetic radiation. This includes radio waves, UV light, extreme ultraviolet light, but solar flares also have a sound. Geomagnetic storms have a sound. I'm going to share some screenshots with you of YouTube videos that you can search and watch if you are so inclined. I'm not going to play them here. I do not want to infringe on copyright. And excuse my throat, I still have a really sore throat. It's kind of painful, in fact. My apologies. So this first screenshot is what geomagnetic storms sound like and how we found out by SSFX Space Sound Effects. Really worth watching, about 5 minutes long. Check it out. The next one is Sounds of the Solar Wind from NASA's Parker Solar Probe by Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. And this one is shared by Gresham College, but it was put together by the ESA, the European Space Agency, the sound of the aurora borealis. So these are some of my theories about why some of us experience tinnitus or ringing of the ears during SGMA. Is it possible that geomagnetic storms are interacting with the electromagnetic frequencies sensed by the ears? There's no way of knowing this. We would have to do some really extensive research to figure this out. And it may be too invasive and therefore unethical to do with individuals. But it's worth thinking about as a thought experiment. Are electromagnetic fields produced by the brain interacting with geomagnetic storms and solar flares? Is it possible that some of us are picking up on these sounds that are largely inaudible? They are below the range of human hearing. Like light, there is a visible spectrum of light that humans can see, but we cannot see ultraviolet light and we cannot see infrared. Those are spectrums of light, but we cannot see them. And there are sounds that are above our ability to hear and below our ability to hear. We can only hear certain frequencies. So maybe some of us are more likely to detect these infrasound frequencies, and then we experience them as tinnitus. Nonetheless, solar flares and geomagnetic storms are an alteration in the light and the magnetic fields around us and the electromagnetic spectrum around us. And it makes perfect sense to me that our ears would pick up on these nuances that are, like I said, below the range of hearing, but they're still picking them up and they still respond to these changes in energy. There's no way of knowing. What I am going to say is if you experience tinnitus, you definitely are not alone. And I'm going to share something with you. So, as I've said in my previous videos, I have had a sinus infection. It has been bothering my throat as well. My throat's pretty bad right now, as a matter of fact. And I've had sinus infections since I was a little girl. Really bad ear infections, really bad sinus infections, the ENT, ears, no throat. That was all me when I was a little girl. In fact, when I was around 11 years old, I lost total hearing due to a really bad infection. And after that, I began experiencing unrelenting tinnitus. And I thought it was normal. I thought everybody had it. But I found out around 12 or 13 that it was actually not normal and that most people do not have a ringing in their ears. And the other thing about my particular type of tinnitus is that it's not a single tone. It's not just a knee tone. It's like a warbling. Um, when I went and saw my audiologist to get hearing aids, I explained to him that what it reminds me of is a Louisiana swamp, right? So you think about a swamp buzzing with insects and maybe birds chirping. So there's all these different tones that are happening with my tinnitus. I have really bad damage in my ears. Now, one of the ways that I will know that we have had a solar flare or that we are in a geomagnetic storm, even before I look at data, even before I get alerts on my phone, is that the tinnitus in my ears, the pitch gets higher. It's a higher sound. It gets really loud, like really, really loud. It's such a noticeable difference that when it happens, my first thought is there must be a solar flare or the geomagnetic field must be disturbed or we've had a CME impact. So again, why or why not? Why do some of us experience this? Why do others not experience it? It could be because your biological sex, whether you're male or female, could be your age, it could be illness. Like for me, I do have, again, damage to my ears from chronic ENT infections my whole life. They were worse as a child. This is the infection I've been dealing with right now is probably the worst one since I was a teenager, and I am 51. So that says something. It's pretty bad. It's been pretty bad. Whether or not you're on medication, whether or not you live near magnetically active regions like near volcanoes or fault lines, and whether or not you live above the 42nd parallel. So there's a lot of different reasons why some people will feel them and some people won't. I do not have celiac disease. I'm not allergic to gluten. I don't have a problem with that. That does not discount the thousands of people who have celiac disease. So I think it's really crucial to understand that what some people feel during SGMA is not always going to be the same as what other people feel. So in the works, and I've been sharing this in most of my videos. I am in the process of creating an app, although I do need to upgrade, and I can't do that because I'm broke. Um, and this is what the app looks like so far, which I've shared in previous videos. This one I do not like because simply that no matter what I do, it just will not give me accurate space weather data. The other one that I like is this one, as I've said before, partly because it allows a history function for you to go back and put in your information for previous days. And what these apps do is they will track your mood, your dreams, your sleep quality, and then do a correlational analysis with the space weather that we have had. But again, to get this out to the public, that will take me upgrading, and I can't afford that right now. Future videos will include the hows and whys of heliopsychology, how to read the sun, discussions, relevant research, updates on solar activity, and answering questions from viewers. If you would like to see more videos like this one, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you would like to collaborate on a research project about space weather and psychology or space weather and biology, please contact me through your YouTube's messaging service or my personal email, dr_helio@mail.com. If you would like to support my channel and research, consider donating to me via Venmo, dr_helio.com. I really hope this infection goes away soon because it has been such a bummer. And when it does finally go away, I will sound a lot more clear and a lot less gravelly. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a great day.